Clock, Jason and Alicia here with you on this finally Friday. We've just about made it to the weekend, and we're slowly climbing out of this cold stretch that we've been into. Even though it's still cold this morning.
Finally climb out of my sweatpants and get outside for once, John.
Are you wearing sweatpants now?
I should, but no, I'm not.
Okay, just a blanket. Listen, it's been cold. I have been getting a little annoyed about the cold, but yeah, it looks like the ice on Waconia, I saw 20 inches now, so yeah, we could drive semi-trucks on there almost. So we are looking at the 24-hour temperature change at 2. So that means that we're about the same as yesterday. But notice western Wisconsin is at -12 and -20. It is crazy cold here. This is what we had yesterday, but clearly something is going on behind this, and that is a big south wind that is happening. Look at the temperatures, 12. We're at 2, -10. Okay, Menominee, very cold start. Alexandria, not bad at all. We'll continue to track this warm up and some flurries in your forecast.
Hi. Thank you, John. Sorry. I am looking at the roads for you. Looking at the airport, if you have a flight to catch, maybe you are, here, I'll show you right here. If you're going somewhere for spring break, Highway 62 to Highway 55, traffic is moving along nice. No crashes here around the metro, all green here on the metro map. In a matter of hours, the state Supreme Court could rule in the case to figure out who's in charge of the Minnesota House.
In the last 12 hours, oral arguments wrapped up. Audrey Russo is here to look at which way the High Court is leaning. Audrey.
Yeah, good morning, Jason and Alicia. The state Supreme Court could make a decision as early as today about whether or not the House can legally do business. And if they don't make a decision, we'll have to wait until Monday to get answers on where the session is heading. Now, there's one vacancy in the Minnesota House, giving the GOP a temporary majority. House GOP members argue that they have a quorum because with that vacant seat, they say you only need 67 members. Now, the Secretary of State and the House DFL says 68 members of a party are needed, as the empty seat will be filled in a special election.
A majority of each House means a majority of the whole membership of the House, which includes vacant seats.
Minnesota has long since made its choice. It's the same choice made by both houses of the U.S. Congress. A quorum is a majority of the members currently sitting.
Now, Republican Representative Lisa DeMuth says if the special election ends with a tie, the GOP would, quote, entertain a power-sharing agreement. But that diplomacy is in the future. And right now, the GOP is drafting measures to crack down on the DFL for their boycott of the session. I'll break down some of those measures in about 30 minutes. But for now, Jason Lee, I'll send things back to you.
We will talk to you then, Audrey. Thank you so much. We also have new details this morning on Governor Walz's infrastructure plan for Minnesota this year. Ian Russell breaks down his top goals this morning.
That plan calls for $887 million, with about half of it going towards maintaining and improving what we already have here in Minnesota. That plan also includes some money set aside for public safety, things like the new State Patrol headquarters and a new BCA facility in Mankato. Governor Walz also touched on the current situation in the Minnesota House and said he's confident they'll get back to a 67-67 tie. Now, as for the Rapidan Dam here behind me, where they chose to have this press conference, county officials say it's unclear how much money it will cost to repair and fix this dam and bridge.
Concerns are growing this morning over the future of the boundary waters in northern Minnesota. In the last 24 hours, dozens of people rallied at the state capitol calling for its protection from mining. The Biden administration temporarily banned mining in the BWCA, preventing 2 projects from moving forward. But now President Trump's energy policy would reverse that and open a path for mining. Supporters say mining would increase jobs and tap into critical minerals, but environmentalists feel it's too risky for the federally protected wilderness.
Point to an example where it's been done safely before we do it here. We don't need to do it here in Minnesota. There are plenty of copper mines out west. We could recycle. We could do a lot of other things before putting our most precious resource, our clean water, at risk.
Republican Congressman Pete Stauber, who represents that area, responded to the rally writing, quote, "There will be no mining in the boundary waters." However, he says he intends to make Minnesota a mineral powerhouse.
Well, this morning, 2 St. Paul parents are now facing manslaughter charges after their 1-year-old overdosed on fentanyl on Christmas Day. Charging documents say St. Paul officers arrived at the house for a call about a baby not breathing who had been exposed to fentanyl. Jeffrey Wydell and Jasmine Ryan told police they gave the infant Narcan before starting CPR. The two have long criminal histories and had 3 kids together, including a 1-month-old who was born addicted to fentanyl. Many now wondering how the couple was allowed to continue to have custody of their kids.
Unfortunately, that's what it takes. That the child would need to be removed from their parent and then hopefully placed back with them once they became stable enough to have their children again.
Just a sad, sad story. Ramsey County Child Protection is now taking care of the couple's other 2 children. If convicted, they face up to 10 years in prison.
Right now, a 14-year-old from Baxter is being held at a juvenile detention center after Brainerd police say he allegedly made threats on social media. The teen is a student at Brainerd High School, and the video message was directed at a large group of students there. Police say they haven't found any further threats to the district's students or staff.
Right now, the family of Chris Mayland are preparing final goodbyes after the Border Patrol agent and Minnesota native was killed this week. In the last 24 hours, a massive show of support as his body was moved to a funeral home. Local and state police, along with federal agencies escorting Mayland. He was killed during a traffic stop about 20 miles from the Canadian border in Vermont on Monday. Family tells KARE 11 he was a veteran and worked for more than a decade for the federal government.
Right now, red flag warnings are in effect today for dangerous wildfires in the LA area as fire crews are still battling new fires breaking out here in the last 48 hours.